Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to Life on the Race. Hope you guys are doing well today. We're going to be discussing a video that was released by a very famous YouTuber, Tristano from the Urban Gentry. It really was shocking to me at first, and we're going to give you our thoughts on it. We're not going to watch the video because I don't think it's really a reaction video, but I kind of want to give you my 2 cents on what I think about what's happening with his channel. He was a huge inspiration to me, which is why I want to cover it. So if you guys didn't see, Tristano uploaded a video this last week, and the title was "The End of the Urban Gentry as We Know It." And you see this picture of him solemnly looking out a window in black and white. And when I first saw this, I was actually really taken aback. I actually thought that it was the end of the channel. I thought he was actually going to close it down and we wouldn't get any more Urban Gentry videos. Now, just to give you a little bit of history about myself with Tristano and his channel, I found he was probably the first, besides Hodinky, he was one of the first watch channels that I actually watched. The first video I saw of him was actually his oldest video on his channel. I don't know if it was his first, but it was how to make a coffee that's better than Starbucks. He actually went through the whole process of him doing it. So it was a lifestyle video, and of course he had uploaded way more videos than just that one, but that was the first one I actually stumbled across. Obviously I liked watches, and he seemed to cover them quite nicely, so I ended up liking his channel, subscribing to his channel, and kind of following him that video is 6 years old, so I've been following him for a little bit of time now. And his video kind of covered all kinds of things, watches obviously, but he covered how to make a coffee, so it was a little bit more of like a tutorial, but he did things like literature reviews and opera reviews, and he was really focused on kind of having a whole kind of breadth of interests, and he discussed things that he was interested in and followed, and it was kind of nice to see someone who had a little bit of a sartorial side and discuss things like opera and hunting and interesting books that he was reading, and obviously the watches were pretty big too. Obviously he grew in popularity, and he ended up kind of focusing a little bit more on watches. He, I think, had a really big influence on kind of the democratization of watch collecting. I think previously people felt like you had to spend a lot of money, and at least people who were following watches on Instagram, you had to spend a lot of money, and brands that didn't cost as much were in some way lesser than watches that cost a little bit more. And he spoke about watch snobbery as something that should not be involved in watch collecting, which I completely agree on. And it really just made every watch, it made you realize that every watch can be meaningful to the wearer. And so really got into watches, and then he ended up joining Watchbox quite recently for a year, and his channel really was focused on watches. And so when I saw this video, back to the video that he released, he kind of spoke about, I really thought the channel was going to end, that somehow, before I watched it, that somehow he was going to stop uploading because it was too hard with his life, or maybe he was only going to upload on Watchbox. But it really was a shock to me. And then when I watched it, he kind of discussed how his contract with Watchbox had expired, and he wanted to find something else to do. And so he was adjusting the way his channel would be run, and he was actually going back to the old days of the Urban Gentry, where he would follow things. He would follow watches, but he would also follow a wider breadth of topics. So books and operas and movies, and I remember videos where he mentioned in the video where he would just take his dog Ernest to the park, and he would film that kind of lifestyle video. And I really enjoyed those, and they kind of fell off when he really grew in the watch community. So he basically explained to us that he's shifting back to that, and he doesn't really know what form that's going to come in, or how often that's going to come in, or anything like that. But that was kind of the message that I got from the video. When I initially saw the video, I was freaked out because I didn't want to lose the Urban Gentry. Even though my channel is a little bit much smaller than his, I'm honored to be part of the watch community on YouTube, as well as being a creator next to the Urban Gentry. Tristano was a huge inspiration to me. His videos really got me excited about watches, and I think it was probably the tipping edge of where I was like, you know what, let me create my own channel and talk about watches myself and give my opinions. I'm glad that he's actually going to the sartorial side of things and not just focusing on watches. While watches are our passion and will always be our passion and what kind of makes us tick, I think there's so much more to life than just watches, and I think you can have the same amount of enjoyment wearing a watch, but you can also have that same enjoyment if you're reading a good book or listening to good music. And I'm excited to get those opinions from Tristano. I think the diversity of videos is going to be interesting. I haven't seen a lifestyle video from him for quite a while, and it's going to be cool to see how his maybe his tastes have changed or what he's looking at now compared to what he was looking at 3 or 4 years ago. Just looking at some of the comments on his video, it was really cool to see. It was like some people talked about how he was the first watch person that was on YouTube that this individual watched. It's cool to see that. I read this really interesting comment that said, you know, this individual he said he was 50 years old and he's restarted his life about 3 times. And I think that's just what life is about. You never really, you're not going to live one life perpetually, you know? There's always going to be breaks where you're going to have to pivot and change the way that you are living or the place that you're living in or the people who you're interacting with. That's going to change for the rest of your life. And I like this comment because I think Tristano is in that kind of phase where he has to shift his life a little bit. But like I really am excited to see where his channel ends up going. His time at Watchbox was nice, but he obviously got to experience so many watches that he probably hadn't experienced previously. And he mentioned that in the video that Watchbox was an incredible experience for him. He could experience watches that he wouldn't have experienced otherwise. I will say, like, I think his uploading on his channel kind of slowed when he joined the Watchbox. And there's nothing wrong with that. He had a full-time job within the watch industry, and his channel obviously couldn't keep up with that schedule, and that's fine, because I think every single video that he then uploaded was a lot more meaningful, and you really cherished the fact that there was an upload from him. So I'm really excited. I'm super excited that he's going to be changing his channel a little bit. He mentioned that it's the end of the Urban Gentry as we know it. It's going to be a new type of Urban Gentry, but I think it's going to be just a new journey for us. It's going to be a new journey for Tristano. It's going to be a new journey for us, and I think I speak for the entire Gentry. We are super excited to be a part of it. And Tristano, I don't know if you're watching. You probably are not, because you have a lot more things to be doing, but I want to thank you for 1, creating incredible content for us, 2, being a true gentleman, 3, inspiring me to be a part of the watch community on YouTube and uploading videos. It really is exciting, and I'm excited to see where your journey takes you next, and I'm excited to be a part of it. I will say, if you are new to the channel, because you may have stumbled upon my video from the Urban Gentry, if you follow the Urban Gentry, maybe you came over to my video to see what I thought about his change. Welcome. I'm no Tristano. I aspire to be as incredible as he is with the content that he puts out. I'm a watch enthusiast just like him, and if you like these types of videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you at the Life on Earth family. But yeah, I really just wanted to say I'm excited to see where the Urban Gentry goes, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a cool journey. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button for us. It really does help out our videos. Kind of get to the audience that would like these types of videos. I think we make meaningful content, and I'd love to share that with you. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this move for the Urban Gentry channel. I think we're all on the same page of it's an exciting time for all of us. I hope you all are safe. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Check out our other videos. We have some interesting videos that are not the same as some other YouTubers. Some of them are, some of them aren't, but I think you'll find them enjoyable. And with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time.